Hello everyone, and welcome to Dunelm Dining In. I'm Ray Dunelm. My series focuses on the preparation of sophisticated, yet relatively easy to prepare dishes that you can use for your family, or you can combine them together to form a dinner party plan. In the extras chapter at the end of this video, as in all others, you'll find a list of ingredients and also a list of suggestions for other dishes in the series that you can combine with this one. So, what do I have for you today? Well, let's just see, shall we? Okay. I'm going to show you how to make salmon en papillote. This is salmon in little paper parcels, in French, Salmon en papillote. In order to be able to do that, we'll take some parchment paper circles and we'll be making little parcels that include these 6-ounce fillets of salmon. This is a farmed Atlantic salmon, but you could use a wild salmon if you have it available to you. And we'll be putting butter in the parcel. We'll also be putting slices of lemon, and we'll also be adding salt and pepper. This dish comes with a sauce that's made from herbs. These are chives, we have tarragon, and also flat leaf parsley. And the sauce includes those, but it starts off with shallots. I need about 3 medium or 4 smaller shallots for this dish. Fish stock, and you can actually get fish stock as I have here, or you can make your own if you wish, a resemblance of it, using this clam juice. Try to get a low sodium clam juice, and the ratios here would be 1 to 3, in other words 1 of clam juice to 3 of water, and we'll be using half a cup. And also this is a wine-based sauce, 2/3 of a cup for 8 people of this white wine. And don't forget the 2 cups of heavy cream, like I just did. The first thing in preparation we'll need to do is take a 12-inch diameter lid or similar object and just trace around the outside with a pen or a pencil. And then take your scissors and cut this, just like this, and repeat this a further 7 times to obtain 8 of these. And the way that I've done this is to draw successive circles on my long sheet of paper. I'm going to cut these right here and just lay them on top of one another and cut them all out at the same time. Now just lay the lid over the paper and then cut as close to the line as you can, rotate, and just trim off the edges. And of course, circles don't have to be perfect. The next step is to fold each of these circles in half. And the next step in preparation is to just take the skin off the salmon, if in fact your vendor hasn't done that for you already, and just to check that there are no pin bones in the fish. And just to take the skin off, I make a small slit at the back here with a sharp knife, and then gripping the edge, move the knife along the skin. And once you have the skin off the fish, just put this back in your refrigerator. Now melt your butter, the 2 tablespoons of butter. Open each circle and just using your pastry brush, just put the butter over the whole of the circle. Fold each in half and then repeat. Next step is to cut 16 slices thin slices of lemon. And then when all 16 are cut, just cut each in half, like this. And when you've cut the 16 slices and then cut them in half, pop them into a bowl and hold them ready. And the next preparatory step is to take your shallots and chop them finely. Just cut off the ends like this with your chef's knife. Peel off the outside layer, like an onion. And then just cut them across in this way. And then, using the action of your chef's knife like this, continue to chop them like this until you have chopped them finely. And after chopping the shallots finely, place them in a bowl and keep them to one side for the preparation of the sauce. And the final step in preparation is to chop finely 2 tablespoons of chives, 2 tablespoons of these tarragon leaves, and 4 tablespoons of the leaves of the flat leaf parsley. And once again, now that you've chopped your herbs, you can put them in a bowl, place them to one side for the preparation of the sauce. And the first cooking step in the preparation of this salmon dish is to take your circle, each circle, butter side up, place a piece of salmon on one half, take 4 slices of lemon and place them on top of each piece of salmon. Then put some pepper and a very small amount of salt over each. Now, fold each piece of paper like this, and starting from the edge, fold in the paper, slowly but surely, to form the little packet. The crinkled paper packet. And then repeat that for each. And here are the 8 little packets. Now, if you prepare this earlier in the day, which you can, just place these in the fridge until you're ready to cook them. To make the herb sauce, take a saucepan like this and place 1/2 cup of fish stock, 2/3 of a cup of the dry white wine, and the finely chopped shallots into this saucepan, and bring it to a boil over medium-high heat. And as soon as this boils, turn the heat down to medium-low and boil it at a simmer for 5 minutes until the liquid reduces to what resembles a syrup, about half the volume that we presently have. After about 5 minutes, you see that the volume is quite considerably reduced. I'm going to pour in 2 cups of heavy cream. And then let that come back to a boil, stirring as it does so. And when you see the first bubbles appearing on the surface of the cream, turn off the heat and withdraw the pan from the heat. Now place a fine mesh metal sieve over a bowl like this. Now we're going to filter out the solids. Push down a little bit on the solids to get all of the liquid out. Like that. Then you can discard the solids. Rinse the original pan. Pour the sauce back in the pan. Now fold in the herbs that you cut earlier and stir. Now all you have to do is just season this with some salt and pepper, and if you make this earlier in the day, you can keep it until you cook the salmon and then reheat it.
One hour before you plan to serve the salmon, that is 30 minutes before you plan to cook it, remove the salmon from the fridge and preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit.
And then boil a kettle and pour about 4 cups of boiling water into what is going to be a water bath, and then put this on the lower rack of your oven. And the reason the water bath is in there is to provide some moist heat as we cook the salmon.
"30 minutes before you plan to serve the salmon, that is just before you serve the first course, place the salmon in the oven
for 25 minutes on the rack immediately above the water bath, the middle shelf. As soon as you do, reduce the oven temperature to 275 degrees Fahrenheit.
At the same time, put the sauce that's in the saucepan over medium-low heat and gently reheat this as the salmon is cooking and as you are enjoying your first course.
Okay, so the salmon is now out of the oven, and I just want to take some time to show you how to deal with this with your guests. So you're going to take them to the table on a platter, but as each guest serves themselves a piece of salmon on their platter, they'll want to open it up before taking any vegetables, and then just using a fork or knife, pull the paper away and place the fish on the dish, and have a basket or something like that ready to accept the surplus paper. And then each guest will serve themselves some of the spinach and the potatoes, and what that remains is for you to pass the sauce and just put some of this over both the fish and the spinach. If you want, you can now pause to make a screenshot of an ingredients list. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that and you find it very useful. If you did, please press the subscribe button. If you want notifications, of course, of new videos that I'm posting, please press the notifications button also. I hope to see you next time.